Guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a little bit of a get ready with me using the products that I pulled in the Makeup Basket Monday. If you'd like to see what products I pulled, like the whole list of them, I will have that video linked below because I won't be using every single item. I'll be using a majority of them, but not every single item because I did pick multiples of different items. So the first thing I want to start out with today is the primer. So I'm going to be using the IT number 50 Serum Collagen Veil Anti-Aging Primer. So this one here reminds me a lot of the Too Faced primer. I think it's very, very similar, to be honest with you. So I'm just going to put this on and then just kind of rub it in. Feels really good and it smells really, really good. It's got like a citrusy scent. So if you like things that are more citrusy, I think you would like this versus the Too Faced, which is more coconut. This is more citrusy and it has a lot of different skin benefits into it, so which is really, really good. I like products that have skin benefits because you guys know we all need those things. Everybody loves skincare, and why not have skincare in your makeup? That's pretty awesome. So the next thing I'm going to use is my foundation, and the foundation I'm using today is the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better CC Plus Cream. So this one here is pretty old now, so it's not old like as in it needs to be tossed. It's just that I've used a lot of it. The only thing I don't like about this packaging is after a while, after using it for a while, the packaging starts to rub off onto your fingers. I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's like silver, like the packaging wears away a little bit, and that's kind of weird, especially because you're putting your hands on this and then putting it on your face, and so then you get a little bit of that silver effect. I start to look like the Tin Man a little bit. Holy smokes. I just shot myself in the sleeve with it. Yeah, it's definitely getting empty. I'm gonna have to. I just got myself really good with it. Oh man. Foundation is always so hard to get out of clothing too. I have some foundation in my pair of jeans that I wore while we were on a vacation, and I can't get the stain out. And if you guys have any suggestions on how to get foundation out of clothes, let me know because I can't seem to get that stain out. It's like stuck. So now I've got some of this foundation here. I'm just going to apply that all over my face. And then I've got the Beauty Blender. So we're going to be using the Beauty Blender today. So here is the Beauty Blender. And I love the way this looks on my skin. I think it looks really, really good. Right now I look a little ghostly because it's covering up all my imperfections, because this is a pretty full coverage cream, to be honest with you. They call it a CC cream, but I feel like it's pretty full coverage. I'm doing it under my eyes today. I know some videos I do and some videos I don't. It just depends on how I feel about it. Like this one here I feel like doesn't accentuate fine lines or anything. So I feel like I can use this one under my eyes without any issues. Just cover, 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 dab, dab, dab. Dab, dab, dab. Make sure I get, last week I noticed I missed the corners of my nose. That was really smart of me. I did a real good job on that part. So now I'm going to put just a little bit more on because I do have some acne scarring that I want to cover. So this area here and here, those are the spots I really like to put a little bit extra in. I'm almost completely out. This is going to be in my empties really, really soon. So I'm going to have to purchase some more foundation. This is one of my favorites, especially for the summer. I love the way this looks on my skin in the summer. I love the way it looks on my skin in the winter too, because it's not like drying or anything. And I like things that are not drying because I do have very, very dry skin. So I need products that are not drying at all. This looks a little bit gray toned on camera, to be honest with you. When I'm looking at myself right now, I look a little bit gray. But in reality, it's not super gray. I don't know why it looks that way on camera. I've never heard other people complain that it looks gray. So maybe it really does look gray and I just don't see it in person. Maybe it just really does look gray and I don't see it. I just like the way it looks on my skin. I think it makes my skin look almost perfected without being overdone. It's not drying or anything, so it's not going to accentuate all those fine lines and things. So that is the foundation. Now I'm going to go ahead and prime my eyelids. I'm going to use the MAC Painterly and MAC Pro Longwear Paint Pot and Painterly. So I'm going to prime my eyelids using that product. I'm just going to put some on my eyelids. I'm going to put a little bit more because I do have some discoloration right there. And then put it in the inner corner. And then I'm going to blend this in better. So I'm going to use the Beauty Blender to blend it in better. I feel like that does the best job of blending any kind of creamy product that you're going to put on your skin. I feel like a Beauty Blender does a great job for everything like that. I've never tried a Beauty Blender with skincare though. I wonder how that would work. I wonder if that would work at all actually. Or if it would just absorb most of it. I don't know. May have to try that and see how it works. Okay, so there is the primer. Now I'm going to go in with my palette that I'm using this week. It's the Voss Pro Ride or Die palette. So here is the palette that I'm going to be using. So I'm excited to play with this palette. I can tell you guys, honestly, if you were thinking about getting this, I highly recommend it. It's very, 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 very good. At first I was a little worried because I have a friend who told me that it's kind of like the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea palette, and that's one of the palettes, honestly, that I hate. I do not like that palette. If you like that palette, I apologize. I'm not trying to like throw shade or anything. For me, that palette just didn't work. It just made my eyelids look almost like I had scales on my eyelids, and I don't care for that look. That's not a look I'm going for. I'm not trying to have scaly eyelids. I'm doing a really fast job today. Just trying to get it done. So this is a really good palette though. I think it's very pigmented. I think the longevity of the shadows is really, really good. You do not have to use a primer with it. I've used it with and without a primer, so primer is not absolutely necessary. I just do because I feel like it makes the color pop a little bit better. So, but that's up to you whether you want to or not. I'm trying to find all my brushes here. They're all like hiding. I'm playing peekaboo. And now I'm going to get my little color switch here so I can clean off the brush to make sure there's nothing on it before we go in with our first color, besides the lid color, the one that we laid down. I'm actually going to do a more neutral look today. I have done several videos where you guys have seen this palette on my eyelids, but you probably weren't sure what it was, but it's been this. So I will have every video linked below that I've used this eyeshadow in, so you can see some different looks that I've created with it. But today I'm going to go with a little bit more natural one. So I'm going to go up here to this color here called Leslie. And I'm just going to put that into my crease. Lightly into the crease and just blend it out. Blend, blend, blend. My mirror, I feel like I'm in one of those like not Halloween, but the, oh my gosh, what is it called? Carnival. It feels like a carnival mirror. The mirror was like tilted enough to where it made my face look distorted. That was not good. So again, I'm just going to blend this color. This is just something to lay down as like a transition color. So like I said, I'm going to go a little bit more natural. Not quite as bold as I have been going all week because I went with some really, I've used almost every bold shade in here, to be honest with you. I really love this palette. I think it's a really amazing palette. But if you're looking for more colorful colors like the greens and the blues and things like that, of course it doesn't have that. But if you're more into like the more, I call them nature tones, because I feel like these are all very nature tones. These are colors that you could find out in the outside. In the outside world, I feel like you could find most of these colors, like the oranges, the reds, the yellows, the browns, the blacks. I feel like this is a very nature looking palette. So it's very, very pretty, and it blends really, really well. So now I'm going to go in with Skylar. Skylar right here, if you can see that. I'm going to tap off just a tad. And I'm going to put this into the crease. Into the outer V and up into the crease. I just really love the way this palette blends. It blends very, very easily. I mean, I don't know if you can tell it or not, but it's blending very, very easily. You don't have to put a whole lot of effort into it. It just blends, like almost by itself. Really think this is an amazing palette. This one, I would say, honestly, if you were considering something like this or the Viseart ones, I think this blends better, to be honest with you. And the longevity is almost the same. Like the longevity is very, very similar. But I feel like also this palette, the color scheme reminds me a little bit of the Anastasia Modern Renaissance. It reminds me of that for some reason. I think it's the reds that are reminding me of it first. I guess that's maybe what it is. I don't know. I just know that when I look at it, I see Anastasia. So now let's go ahead and go in with a little bit of a pop of color. So we're going to go in down here to Sarah. And we're going to use this brush. This is a Luxie brush. And we're just going to put just a little bit over here into the corner. We're just building some colors. We may not end up with a natural looking color here after all. He may end up looking a little bit more bolder than I anticipated. I just feel like when I use this palette, I want to go a little bit more, I want to use all the colors. I feel like I'm like, oh gosh, yes, let's use that one. Let's use this one. I want to use every color in the rainbow. Now I'm going to go in with a flat shader brush. This is also a Luxie brush. This is a Luxie 211. It's called a concealer brush, but I don't use it for concealer. I use it as a flat shader brush. So I'm going to go up here to Jessica. So this is a very, very pretty color here too. It's very nice. Now if you want to make these colors pop even more, you can spray them with some Fix Plus or some water to like make them pop a little bit better. That's called foiling. So you can foil the shadows if you choose to. So look at that color though. I mean, look how pretty that is. You don't really even have to foil this color, to be honest with you. It's so pretty just alone. I haven't been reusing much liners this week, honestly, either, because I've just been wanting the focus to be on the shadows. I really love these shadows. I think they're completely amazing. But like I said, if you want to make the colors pop a little bit more, you have to do is spray your brush. Now I'm going to go over to Fiona, and I'm going to dip into that just a little bit. And I'm going to put that in the inner corner here and bring it in. Do you see how many colors I have layered here so far? I'm like going color crazy. I'm going to put just a little bit into the tear duct too. And then I always dab it with my finger just because I feel like that kind of tones it down just a tad. Especially these shades because they're super, super pigmented. It's a very super pigmented palette. Not pallid. And now I'm going to blend all this a little bit better once I finish up. Okay, so there's that. Now I'm going to go in with this really fluffy brush. This is a Real Techniques brush. It's the Real Techniques 200 brush. So here's what it looks like. They might look dirty, but honestly there's no shadow in them once you've done this. They may look, they're just stained. The shadows have stained them. So now I'm going to go in with Caitlin. Tap off just a tad. And now I'm going to blend a little bit more. Blend, blend, blend. Now I will tell you the one thing I've noticed though is this color down here, Amy. It looks very, very bright and bold, like a burgundy color, like a wine color. But when I put it on my eyelids, I feel like it looks a little bit more pink. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I need to use something else as a primer for it, but I feel like it looks a little bit more pink on my eyelids than it does look burgundy. But that's fine by me because I like the pink look too. I remember Gem and the Holograms, and that's what it reminds me of. That pink, hot pink color that she would wear. Now I'm going to clean my brush off and I'm just going to blend everything all together. So I'm going to set my palette down because I shouldn't need it for just a little bit so we can blend. And how I typically blend, I'll start on the inside and then go out and then I'll come back in and just keep blending. And then I even blend the eyelid, like right here, I try to like pull it back some so that it all kind of blends together. And do the same thing over on this side. Pull it back some like that. And then I'm going to actually go ahead and put a color on my eyebrow. Actually, no, I'm not, because I'm going to use another product. So we'll see that other product. Now I'm going to actually finish off my eyes because I'm going to line them with this blue. So this is the Pure Minerals Double Ego brush. Not brush, it's a Double Ego dual-ended liner. So I will be lining the waterline today with this. So how I typically line the waterline, if you're like me and you kind of struggle trying to put something up in your waterline, I just close my eye and just run it along the top part like this. And then as you can see, it does line your waterline. It may get a little bit on the bottom too, which is fine by me. I don't mind that. Oops. Ugh, I can't really see my mirror. Like I said, I have a circus mirror right now going on here. Carnival mirror. And there's pretty much my waterline. It's not exactly my waterline, but it's good enough for me. That's all I need. Now I'm going to go ahead and conceal my under eyes. I'm using the Covergirl Outlast All Day Concealer. I don't really like this concealer, to be honest with you. I think it's okay. The problem with the concealer is I don't like this brush tip. The brush tip is, I think, really hard. Like, it's not soft at all. The color has a lot of yellow to it, so you gotta remember that too. It has a lot of yellow, and this is light medium. I don't know if they're all very yellow based, which I don't know. They might be, I don't know. I just feel like the color looks pretty yellow. I like it better if I just take my finger and dab onto the tool itself and then get the product off. I don't really like the actual dauber that's on it, the little sponge. The sponge I feel like is just too hard for me. Now conceal these, and I don't feel like it's very full coverage either. I mean, you can still see my under circles, my under eye bags. Like, my bags are packed. I'm ready to go on vacation, I guess. So I just don't really like that part. Now I'm going to go ahead and go in with the mascara. I am still using the Lancôme Hypnôse Drama Mascara. So we're going to use this mascara. I really do like this mascara, but I think I'm going to stick with my ruling, what I first said. I think it smells really good. It smells like roses. But I just don't think that it's very lengthening or volumizing. Neither one. I think that it's just okay. Maybe I'm using it wrong though. I'm going to try to go super slow with it today. And see if that helps. See if that could possibly help maybe make it get a little bit more length and volume. And plus keep it off my eyelid. I think that's my whole issue with mascara, is that I try to go so fast with it that I get it on my eyelid. I think I just did it again. Are you supposed to like swirl it like this? I have no idea. I think this mascara has like some sort of special technique with it, which I still don't know it. If you know it, let me know. I hate mascara. I'm like the most blinkiest person ever. I wear contacts, and what I typically do when I'm putting my contacts in is I have to pull down onto my eyelid and then put them in. I can't even do eye drops in my eyes. I don't like things near my eyes for some reason. Which is why I have to do the waterline, or not white waterline, but the tight line the way I did it. We're going to probably have to grow a Q-tip here. Because I can see now I have it on my eyelids. Do you see? It's not very lengthening or volumizing. Maybe I'm just being too picky with it. I don't know. I just feel like for such a high-end mascara, you would think it'd be amazing. And I don't feel like it is. Do you guys ever have one set of eyelashes that do really good and the other one that does like kind of crappy? This one always does really crappy for me. Okay, that's good enough. Good for me. If it's good for me, I hope it's good for you. So now we're going to go ahead and put my highlighter on. I am using the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Palette. I really do love this palette. I think it's amazing. This is really good for setting under your eyes too. So I am going to go ahead and set under my eyes before I start doing my other makeup, which I thought, here it is. This is the brush I've been using to set under my eyes. This is the Real Techniques. This is the angled highlighter brush, but I don't use it for that. I use it for setting under my eyes. I like to tap into both of these colors for under my eyes. And then just set very, very lightly. Just to help to keep that concealer in place. Even though it says it stay all day, I don't really think it stay all day. I'm just not really impressed with that concealer, to be honest with you. I think it's okay. If you're looking for a lightweight concealer, then maybe you might enjoy it. But if you're not, then yeah, I don't think you will. Now I'm going to tap off this brush. This is the brush I've been using to use for highlight. Just going to tap into the middle shade here. Tap. And I'm going to do my highlight. I love this highlight though because it's a very, like a glow from within type of highlight. And that's my favorite kind of highlight. I like that glow from within. So go down the bridge of my nose just a little bit. Under my chin just a little bit. And my Cupid's bow. And that's all. I mean, it doesn't bring out a whole lot of highlight, but that's how I like it. That's how I like it. Okay, now I'm going to use this blush. This is the Tarte Amazonian Clay 12 Hour Blush in Seduce. I don't know why I smelled it. That was really weird. So now I'm going to tap into this using my blush brush from Real Techniques. And I'm just going to put it on the apples of my cheeks and then bring it up just a little bit. Not everybody does their blush like I do. I know. I'm just a little bit weird. I've seen this technique though, honestly. It's not something I made up, I promise. I probably initially thought I made it up because I had never seen anybody else do it. And then Wayne Goss did a video on different blush techniques. And then I saw him talk about this technique and I was like, hey, I do that. So I didn't make it up. I do put it on my nose too, which kind of gives you that, like you were out in the sun a little bit, look, that on the tip of your nose. So that is all for the blush. I've liked this blush because it's a very natural looking blush. I'm going to bend over here and grab a Q-tip. And I've got a Q-tip now. So we've got the Q-tip jar, and I'm going to use that to clean up my eyelid where I got mascara. Mascara, I said that very funny. Mascara. Whew, I see a little fuzzy. Okay, so that is that. Now what I'm going to do is actually, because I think I wiped a little bit of my product away on my eyelids, I'm going to go back in with my flat shader brush, and this time I'm actually going to spray it after I've gotten the product. So we're going to go back into Jessica, tap into that, and I'm going to spray it with the e.l.f. Makeup Mist and Set. So we're going to spray it on both sides, and then I'm just going to tap a little bit of that onto, do you see how much more it pops? I mean, look at that. Looks like I have gold on my lid now, for real. Like, I have some gold. Now I'm going to wipe it off in my little Vera Mona color switch. And I'm going to dip into Fiona up here. And the brush is still a little bit wet, so I don't really need to spray it again. I just want that for the inner corner, the very, very inner corner right there. Just to bring some more light. And there it is. So there is that little bit of product. Now we're going to take this brush by, I think this is a Beauty Junkies brush, and this is the pencil brush. So I'm going to clean it off, make sure it's clean. And then I'm going to go into my shadows again. And I'm going to come down here to, let's see, what do we want to do? Let's start with the Jessica. And we're going to put that on the inner corner here. We're going to kind of match what we did on the eyelid, I guess. And then I'm going to move over here to, let's see, we're going to do Skylar on the outer part here. And we'll blend this all together, don't worry. No worries. Skylar. And then I'm going to go over here to, let's do Stephanie. That's a little bit bolder. So there's Stephanie and all those other colors there. Now what I'm going to do is actually clean off my brush and just kind of smoke that out just a little bit. And there it is, smoked out a little bit. I think it looks pretty. It brings out like the green in my eyes for sure. I think those colors do, the combination of colors. I think they really bring out the color of blue in my eyes, or green. Now I'm going to do my brows. I'm using the Physicians Formula Eye Booster. This is like a little duo set. You get these two products here. So what I'm going to do is actually first I'm going to do the brow bone highlight. I know this is probably butt backwards than what you're supposed to do it, but we're going to do it this way. Highlight again over in this corner and just tap it. And then I'm going to take the other side, which is the pencil part, so that you can do your brows. Just gonna pull that through a little bit here. I'm not doing them really deep or dark or anything. I just want more of a natural looking brow. Hopefully it looks natural. I'm barely tapping the pencil onto my eyebrows. I go on the outside first and then just kind of go on the inside a little bit, just to give them a little bit of color. Because I do have brows. The problem is that they're so light that they just don't look like I have brows. So then the other side of this tool is this product right here that you can use for your brow to brush them out. And then on the bottom part of this, it has a little bitty thing right like that. So I'm going to, actually I'm not even going to brush them. I'm just going to go ahead and stick some of this on, because my brows don't look super unruly today. Oh, I just got it on my skin. So there is my brows for now. And then what I'm going to do is let that dry just for a second. And then while that's drying, I'm going to go ahead and, I think I need a little bit more blush. My blush looks I look a little bit pale. So we're going to go in with just a little bit more blush. And this is, again, Seduce. I think blush just livens up your face, livens up your skin, livens up your face. Now it's probably a little too much. So you can definitely go overboard with Tarte blushes. Don't let anybody tell you you can't, because you can. You can build it up to look like clown face, because I almost just did it. I almost just did it. So now I'm going to dab just a little bit just to kind of blend it all in. And that's how we do that part. And now what I'm going to do is go ahead and put my, this is the Benefit Bella Bamba Lip Gloss. I'm going to use this product. I like this lip gloss. It doesn't really smell like anything though. It has definitely some color to it. So you just got to be careful because it does go up like on the outside part. And I just dab it and then wipe it off. But then you have your main focus is your eyes, and that's really what I wanted. I want the main focus to be my eyes. So now what I'm going to do is go ahead and set my face, and then we will, what else do I need to do? I think we might be done, guys. I use a lot of setting spray because I do have dry skin, and I feel like that really helps to make my makeup look not so cakey or anything on my skin. So I use a ton of setting spray just to make it look a little bit more fresh and dewy. And then I wave it all down. Wave, wave, wave. Wave it all down. Oh, the other thing I wanted to do was do a little bit on my brows here because I don't like the unnatural look at the tips. So I just like to take the Beauty Blender and just kind of blend it like that. So that is the completed makeup look. I hope you guys enjoy this. Let me know what you think about this makeup look. What do you think of this eyeshadow palette? Do you think it's a good one? Do you think it's a bad one? I'd love to hear your thoughts, your opinions on it. I will be doing a complete review on it with swatches and everything, so stay tuned for that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, I'll catch you guys later.